The waters beat me, spinning, shoving, oppressing, choking me as I fight the current. I can't tell where the surface is. The water is murky and the light comes from all around me. Tremendous pressure builds in my chest and I can't breathe. More than anything, I need to breathe. I can't touch the surface. Where are my wings to push me through the water? My legs flail. I'm drowning. Somebody help. I'm drowning. I'm dying. I'm completely conscious of life leaving my body, but why am I dying in this form? Why is my magic gone? I am soaked in sweat when I wake up. My throat feels splintered by scratches and stings with each choking gasp. Shivers pummel my body. All the hairs covering my frame stand up. Every muscle I can feel is tense. I can't feel my wings. My hooves are gone. Where are my hooves? A square of light hovers above my head and before my eyes on a white ceiling. This isn't my room. My teeth sound like they're tap dancing against each other. My forelegs are bent up against my chest. I can't feel my hooves, my mane, my wings, or my magic. I look down at myself and see odd appendages curled up around a blanket, holding it close to me, but this isn't my body. Yet, when I think, these appendages respond. They can sense that I am cold, touch the leathery tips of each other, feel the fibers of the blanket, and so they reach out toward each other and one touches the tips of the other. The sensation is cold, smooth, soft. I move these strange instruments of mine towards where I feel my face to be surrounding my eyes. My face. What does my face look like? I can feel a soft protuberance around my mouth that rises gently from the round shape of my head. My mouth. Is this tiny thing my mouth? No more muzzle, but an odd, angular egg shape. I feel my tongue in my mouth as I brush it against my short row of teeth. At least I have those still. I breathe in and bring the tips of my sensors to a slanted pyramid starting between my eyes. This must be where I can breathe along with my mouth. There are nostrils that move with each breath. My sensors? What are these appendages that have replaced my hooves? They seem too sensitive to walk on. They must only be for feeling and grasping? Almost like my magic, these things could hold and move. But my sensors it is then. They cross a bare forehead. No horn, no magic. I shiver and the strange limbs attached to my shoulders wrap around me instinctively. Every part of me is shaking, perhaps from shock. This is all wrong. What have I become? I'm not home. How am I here, and why? What did I do to get here, and how can I get back? My limbs move cautiously as I push myself from the bed to sit in a very unusual manner for me. Still, it feels natural, like I should sit this way. The light green blanket covers what I feel to be my legs, but they're bending the wrong way. I cautiously lift the blanket to look at what has happened to my legs. I notice that I am covered with clothes. Soft, blue plain clothes balloon from my thin body. Two thin legs bend to meet my pulsing heart in my chest. They end in something like my sensors, but different somehow. They must be made for walking since they're at the bottom of my form. I probably stand on them too, instead of my hooves. No, this is just wrong. This is not my body. I hugged the joints of my legs and shuddered violently. I'm not warm enough. A click. There's a grinding coming from the door as the gears are shifting to open. I cover my own sitting figure and shiver. I'm curious, but terrified. A strange creature opens the door with sensors much like mine. The arrival's eyes study me almost in wonder. Does my face look like that too? I reach behind my head to feel that my mane is cut short. The other creature's mane is tied behind her head tightly. It's curly and different shades and hues of bronze mixed with gold and the cool rays of the moon. The new creature smiles at me. "Hello, how are you?" A voice with the enchantment of childhood still in it asks, as if reaching out to calm. "What am I?" I ask. "I'm sorry, can you explain that?" "What am I? What creature am I?" "I see. Well, you are a human." "Human?" "Yes. Are you cold?" she asks me suddenly. Her concern is visible. "Very. What am I doing here?" "Do you remember anything?" I was underwater." Yes, you were once. Do you remember anything else?" I shook my head. How did she know? She looks like something I've heard of. A fairy? Goblin? No. "Human," I say without realizing it. The female looks at me and slowly nods her head, then speaks to me as if I'm a mere filly. "Yes, I am a human. So are you. So all you remember is the drowning?" "Drowning?" I ask. My heart clears my body of blood before pumping again. "Yes, your nightmare." She looks at me, searching for something. "Well, it is a start at least. Can I get you another blanket? Every part of you is shaking." I pause, then nod my head. The human gives me a gentle smile and leaves, returning too soon for me to think. Another human, much taller, with a graying goatee on his face, follows her and watched closely as she tenderly wraps the fresh blanket around my shivering shoulders. She lays her own censer on top of mine. Who is this other human? Why do I feel so unsettled by his eyes? They're dark brown. I shouldn't be bothered by them. "Temperature?" the other human asks. The hair rises on the back of my neck. My eyes narrow. So that's why. I might have guessed. A rod is swiped across my forehead and my glare is broken in surprise. "It's 97.7, close to her normal temperature, but still a little cold. Her hands are clammy too. She's covered in sweat and talked about drowning. Probably a nightmare." I look to where she is touching me. "So, those are hands, then, that my limbs ended in. That makes sense. Somebody could hand things with it." I forget that and look at the other creature. He just had to speak again for me to be sure. "Well, I'll turn up the temperature a bit. We'll give her another injection." "Discord!" I spit under my breath. He hesitates. The other human backs away but looks ready to pounce. "I'm sorry, but I didn't catch that." "Don't play your games, Discord. I know you too well. What is the plan now? Make me mortal? Kill me? Take back Equestria?" "I'm sorry, but I'm not... What did you call me?" I scoff and see the other one tense up. "Discord, have you forgotten who you're up against?" He shifts, but keeps his brown eyes locked on mine. "Who are you, then?" he asks calmly. "I am Princess Celestia, bringer of order, raiser of the sun, ruler of Equestria, sovereign of all lands," I say, narrowing my eyes for emphasis. "And I am the alicorn who turned you to stone. Do you really think you can win this time?" The other female steps towards the door as I keep my eye contact with him. He doesn't break the line of accusation. "Ms. Marlowe, we are trying to help you recover. We are not trying to hurt you or kill you. You are here for your own safety and recovery. We are here to help you, but only if you work with us. We will come back later," he says, giving an urgent nod to the other human who crosses behind him to the door. She leaves it open for him to grab and walk through while keeping his eyes fixed on me. But why would he just leave like that? Normally, he would be happy to be discovered. He'd reveal himself and brag about his genius. It's not possible. He is Discord, and the female is his accomplice. He's just different this time. He's just being careful for once. I pull the blanket and feel soreness on my arms. I peek under this blanket and see each of my arms had multiple circles, like mold, spread over my pale skin. What had I been injected with? How long have I been here? Luna? I ask the room. I don't know why, it just seems like maybe she'll hear me somehow. I call again. Luna, if you can hear me, please. I need you. Please get me out of here. The square that was above my head is quickly moving away. I turn to look behind me. My heart drops. A lattice closes me into the room. I'm unable to reach the window. I can see the sun falling through the black bars. The moon would be up soon. The unicorns can raise and set the sun, but would Luna still control the moon? I place my hooves, for I don't know what else to call them, on the frigid tiles, then use the bed to balance myself as I slowly straighten my back. My mind knows I don't belong in this body. I wish fervently for my wings so I can balance myself. I lift one hand off the compressed mattress and reorient myself before glancing to the window again. The sun was almost gone behind the guarding wall of pines. I slowly lift my other hand and stand with my hooves as my only support. I keep wanting to lean forward on my hands, but I know I should be capable of using this body as easily as Discord can. No matter how long it takes, I will learn to walk like a human, so I'm not confined to my bed here. I lift my right hoof ever so slightly and glide it over the dull tiles. There is an initial imbalance, but I soon orient myself. I take another short step, like a filly dragging its hooves to an event it doesn't want to go. The next step is too rushed, and I sway before crumpling onto my hands and knees. From this squatting position I crawl across the floor to the bars and use them to pull myself up. I don't care how long this will take. I am going to see if my sister will raise the moon in this sky that races to darkness.